potjiekos, dit is allemaal mos. Onderkie of roeivlees, zelfs een snoek is kos.
Hello, how's it? My name is Ben Kruger. Welcome to my kitchen, and this is potjiekos. Today I'm going to show you how you turn your potjie into an oven. First you need some leftover meat. I just got a piece of boerewors from last night's braai. Then you need some puff pastry. Make sure you get puff pastry, not short crust, because the short crust won't work for what we're going to do. You need some egg wash. I'll explain later how to make that. You need some all-purpose flour, and then you need some Mrs Balls, and I've made a mixture of tomato and onion, which I'm going to use to flavour our dish with. Right, the first thing you must do is roll out your pastry. Put it on a board, make sure it's well floured. You don't want it to stick to your rolling pin or to the board, and then you roll it out as thin as you can. If the rolling pin starts sticking, just put a little bit more flour on it, like so, and then you continue rolling. This is very good therapy, by the way. Should you wake up in the morning feeling that the world owes you something, go and buy some dough and roll it out. A wonderful way to get rid of your frustrations. Okay, there we go. We now have a nice finished piece of dough. Now I take a piece of boerewors. That looks like a nice size. Yep, it will fit. Now we need some Mrs Balls. Just pour a little bit over. Don't be shy, be quite liberal. Then we stick our piece of boerie right in the middle of the chutney. Then we take some of this tomato and onion mixture and put that over. And then we cut a piece of the pastry off, just like that. Lift it up, and our pastry on this side is stuck, and I'm going to mess it up completely. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to transfer the boerie to that piece of pastry. A little bit of the onion and tomato mix, a little bit of Mrs Balls. This is wonderful stuff, by the way. And lo and behold, we now make a little parcel, like so. Pinch it together, cut off the edges, roll them over and pinch them together. And this is where we come in with the egg wash. Egg wash, just egg and a bit of milk mixed together, which you put over your little pie. And there we are, ready to go. Now it's time to turn our potjie into an oven. First thing you're going to need is some aluminium foil. Unroll it. Tear off quite a big piece. Tear that in half. Magic. And then roll it into a ball, like so, and roll this one into a ball, like so. Repeat the process, and when you have 3 balls, put them in the bottom of your pot. And with the other piece that's left over, you just cover those little balls, and then you put your pie on top of it. Let's go to the fire, and I'll show you. Right, here we are. Our fire is going nicely. I take my pot, into which I put a couple of aluminium balls. I put that on the fire, And then I take another piece of aluminium foil and I put it over the balls to give me a flat cooking surface. There goes in there. People often ask me which side of the aluminium foil should be towards the food, the shiny side or the dull side. Short answer, I haven't a clue. Makes no difference to the kind of cooking I do. Right, now we take our little pie and we put it on top of the aluminium foil. Then we put the lid on and then I'll show you the secret.
Gooi 'n bietjie potjie toe en druk stadig die res. Voel of die vleis sag is, gebruik 'n ou knipmes. Moet net nie aan die
Once you've put the lid on, you've got to put briquettes on top of the lid to create heat from the top and from the bottom. That's how you turn your pot into an oven. Take a pair of tongs and start putting the briquettes on from the bottom. Use the tongs because it gets very hot. And then put a couple of briquettes all over your lid, and then your little pot has become an oven. Then you wait 5-10 minutes and your pie should be done.
selfs 'n snoek is kos. Potjie kos is boerewors, dit weet almal ook. As jy nie kan potjie bou, kan jy glad nie kook. Potjie
Right, our little pie has now been cooking away for 10 minutes. Time to take the charcoal off. This is an operation that is fraught with danger, because if you are barefoot and you drop one of these hot pieces of fiery coal on your foot, you will have an instant attitude adjustment. So be careful when you take them off. The other thing to be careful of is all the charcoal dust that's on the lid of your pot. Should you lift it and tilt it, you will have food full of charcoal dust. And believe me, that's no fun. Right, so our last briquette is off. I'm not going to use the tongs. I'm going to reach over and get my trusty leather gloves. These gloves aren't very expensive and they're perfect for this kind of cooking. Even if you're not making a potjie, just braaiing, get yourself a pair of gloves, you won't regret it. Right, now let's lift this lid and see whether our oven has worked. Imagine what that would have felt like if I didn't have my gloves on. And it looks lovely. Let's taste. You can make one of these little pies using any kind of leftover meat, even veggies, whatever you have that you're not sure what to do with. Put it in some puff pastry, turn your pot into an oven and cook it. But a word to the wise, be very, very careful when you take off that lid. It's a lot hotter than you think it is. Right, here we go. Look at that. Perfection on a plate is what I would say. The Mrs Ball Chutney gives you a lovely little tang. The tomato and onion mix that you put in there makes it nice and juicy. I'll tell you what, if you're the kind of oak who likes a garage pie, try one of these. See you next time. Have a jaw. Don't burn your fingers.
potjie kos, dit weet almal mos. Hoendertjie of rooi vleis, selfs 'n snoek is kos. Begin eers met 'n